Oh, hi, I'm Cyanx and oh boy, whoa. Got a little dizzy there for a second. Well, today I figured I might want to give you guys a tour of my art studio / office. Why? Well, like many artists, I'm a bit of a show-off. But figured this would be something, if you're an inspiring artist and you're wondering how to set up your studio and what type of art supplies you might need, well, hopefully you might get something out of this. Or at the very least, you might get either entertained or be really, really annoyed. Either way works well for me because after all, I'm here to entertain you guys, not to educate. So, I guess we should start with the basic pen and paper. Obviously, the first place to start is with what kind of pencils that you guys will probably need. Oh, let's see what I can find. Well, I think for many of us, what probably be both the cheaper and one of the best options, especially if you're a comic book artist, is simply put basic mechanical pencils that you can buy at any run-of-the-mill art supply stores. Now, you guys can go out of your way and buy one of these graphic pencil sets, which I do recommend. But as I mentioned, if you are going to be going into comic book art, basic mechanical pencils would do the job. However, two essential pieces of art supplies here you will need are the blue pencils. Again, you can buy these at most art supply shops or online. Or you can get the basic solid pencil what I have here, or you can go and buy yourself a mechanical pencil with the replaceable leads. Again, you guys will need rulers. Now, what I also have up here are, well, my corporate markers. Again, these things are really expensive. Now, I'm going to be covering a little bit about inking later, but when it comes for what type of brand of, well, felt pens I like to buy, I like to go and buy these Faber-Castell markers. The reason why is that they don't actually leak for the outside of the page, which I really, really like. Speaking of which, for those again who are going to be doing fountain pens, these type of almost training G pens like I have here work really well for beginners, but you gotta keep using these or these will dry up. Again, buying a lot when you are setting up your studios, you'll probably be buying yourself a lot of these plastic units right up here. Now I got a lot of basic crap and stuff in here. On the top shelf, I actually have my mannequins, but I'll talk a bit about that later. So let's move on to paper. Right now, you're looking at my little cabinet full of the different papers and canvases I used. Now, when you guys are be drawing, I would probably recommend you draw on cardstock over than regular printer paper. It's just that cardstock tend to, well, overall hold or erase a lot better than basic printer paper. Even though cardstock is slightly more expensive. But with basic printer paper, it's very cheap and you're probably going to be using it a lot more than the cardstock, just because when you're printing out your scripts and basic arts and crafts. Yeah. Now, if you guys are going to be drawing traditionally, you will most likely be drawing on Bristol Board. Again, multiple different companies have them. The ones I actually have right here are more designed for comic books. Like this one right here is basic classic, so we'll be doing a lot more standalone images. But when you guys are working on your comics, specifically, you will want to buy a 11 by 17 comic book paper that, and a lot of these will typically have, don't know if you guys can see it, all the blue lines already printed on that. Now, when it comes to buying your sketch, but again, you can buy the aforementioned this stuff, I tend to do and simply buy cheap sketchbooks from the dollar store. Inexpensive and relatively, well, yeah, and of course they're cheap. Another thing that you guys probably will need to start investing is a sealant for your pencils. This is in case if you do a lot of design work with your pencils, your graphic, whatever. And this is just something to seal a lot of your sketches in. As I mentioned, as what I sometimes do with some the illustrations, I grab my favorite Fabric Castle pens, and I would just ink on those and then scan it to my computer. But before we move on to the next thing, I do want to show you guys this. Again, you guys will be having to invest in a bunch of tubs or boxes like I have here to keep all your sketchbooks. And trust me on it, you will need to buy a lot of these. I have in here that I may want to show off. Some companies actually do sell artist drawing kits for both whatever field you're in, including manga. These things will usually come off with a lot of the essentials. And don't forget, the little templates like this always come clean in hand. Yeah, I know my entire office is basically organized chaos. So I can't help with this. Now, again, I also have a wide variety of different canvases here. Again, you can buy these at Michael's online or make your own. So I have an entire bin full of paints, and I have my easel actually right next. See, I keep finding all these little art kits around me. Okay, so like many of us, no, we simply don't have the space for a dedicated drafting table. However, there are plenty of solutions. One of the cheapest solutions is simply buy one of these good old-fashioned little clipboards, which you can buy pretty much at any office supply store. Another solution is actually buying a much larger version, which you should be able to find at your art supply store. Like this thing, you basically kind of like hold it like this, and you kind of do all your basic sketching. It should be hopefully large enough that you can use comic book paper. If not, oh well. This one even have a nice little handle. That is just two solutions. But solution, the one I have here, and hopefully I'm not, isn't actually a drafting table, but a much more portable solution. So this here, you can see these little notches right up here. I'm trying my hardest not to break this. Slides down, and you can basically get this thing set up, and you can turn pretty much any table in your house into a drafting table. Now, if you guys are wondering about my desk, this is a L-shaped desk. Right here behind me, I have my Cintiq. And another thing I want to point out, be sure to cover your studio and basically all your fancy art stuff that you have, or things to basically make you feel comfortable and make you feel like you want to work. That is really, really important. Another thing we want to kind of point out, especially when you are doing screen tones, buy these these simple mats here, or color mats. Make sure you don't scratch up your nice clean surface with. Since we're all on that, we'll talk a bit about manga inking. Now, many companies do sell little solid kits right here. What I have here is the one from Detailer. This comes with the 3 most commonly used dip pens available. And it certainly does not hurt to actually make yourself a little kit, let's say, manga kit filled with everything that you need for all your inking. I said, more of these blue pencils and the replacement lids for the, aforementioned blue. Speaking of the cutting mats, a little knife to cut them. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Like many artists, I have quite the collection of these little mannequins. Yeah, seriously, look at all this stuff too. And yeah, you guys will be wanting getting yourself a nice collection of basically reference materials. Now, when it comes to these simple wooden mannequins, like many artists, you can't get much posability. I keep these things, at least on my desk, more decoration, but really just a quick, rough visual guide at the proportions. Since, like I said, the way how the basic shapes of these is typically, on average, how you actually going to be interpreting your own mannequins as you're drawing. But really, these things are just more for show rather than help. Now, another type of mannequin that I do have here are these bodycoons, which I have 2 different, made from 2 different companies. This one I have here is way more flexible than the body coon that I have right here. Like, for example, something like this, I could probably do a lot more of those Spider-Man-esque poses. Again, this thing will feel a little bit stiff to me, but yeah. Not a bad idea to keep these things around or to find a nice spot on your desk. No. And speaking about custom-made reference material, what I have here is a bag of bones. Like every good artist, I have a skeleton in my closet, including a couple of skulls. Putting it there. See? I told you I have a skeleton, and oh crap, this guy's missing out on. Let's see if we can find it. You got another skull? Seriously, how many skulls do I have? Oh look! Need a hand? Oh fine, how about I just kick your butt? I have a foot right up here. I don't think I know what happened to the guy's hand. I think. Alright, oh. I got another hand right up here. Okay, so yeah. When Halloween comes out, you would typically want to buy as many anatomical references as you could. No, like example, I'm going to be using this guy, wherever I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw the human head. Why are you biting me? I'm supposed to eat you. You already did! You ate my flesh! Oh yeah, you're right, you were quite tasty. Cannibal! So what? What, if I eat you and kill you, that isn't murder? I'm pretty sure it is. Shut up, you're dead. Okay, so, yeah, so I just wanted to do that. Yeah, okay, I have quite the prop collection. So sue me, okay? Or maybe I should just shoot you instead. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah. No, I have this rack of swords right up here, and this is not just for show. A lot of these things I can quickly pull out, like if I'm having trouble with the pose or trying to figure something out, like, let's say if I need to, let's say, use a bow and arrow, I have one right here I can use to shoot you. Yes. Okay, putting it back. I'm putting it back. This is the reason why I'm not allowed to have real swords in the house. Because I'm a little bit crazy. Crazy indeed. So, I have again. So I have a couple of Balkans. And a good collection of phone swords. And one of my personal favorites. One of these. Which I did a video about. Like, so long ago. And I don't have enough. But yeah, so when you are trying to come up with different poses, then you will wind up wanting to, say, buy yourself a decent collection of weaponry if you want. Or wait until around Christmas time and simply just keep one of these basic cardboard tubes around. And trust me, this little tube can basically do kind of whatever you want, because a lot of weaponry, if you haven't noticed, they're all basically sticks. Like, heck, if I wanted to have a shotgun, I basically can turn the shotgun. Boom! Bang! Bazooka! Any type of sword. Maybe a spear. Oh yeah, I'm trying to take a few shots away at the local pool. Okay, so I had my way too much fun. Yep, too much fun indeed. But again, surprisingly enough, very handy, very overall quite flexible. And speaking about flexibility, this is more option. As I mentioned with the cameras, if you are going to be shooting poses of yourself and you don't want to be in your skippies, I might recommend you buy one of these skin suits. Or you can just make them like I do. But again, as I said before, Halloween is probably one of the best time of year to buy stuff. Isn't that right, my please? Well, since we're on the topic about reference material, we need to talk a bit about cameras. Here. Here, what I have up here are, I guess, a little bit of the cameras that I actually own, with the exception of, yeah, of these, okay? I hate to break it to you guys, I actually don't own a cell phone. So instead I have a tricorder and a couple of these Star Trek communicators. But I do have quite a few cameras. As you guys can imagine, I actually own approximately 5 different cameras. What I have here is my webcam, which you guys probably will see me use whenever I am, well, doing my Star Trek Discovery reviews, or mostly when I'm drawing on the computer and I want to to shoot a quick video and I don't want to use my camcorder. What I have here is my point and shoot camera. I usually keep this on in my pocket wherever I am, let's say, walking around town or traveling. Why? Well, it's obvious. I just mentioned I don't have a cell phone. I don't see the reason why. Really, I don't see the point of those things. That or I'm just too antisocial. Again, I have a secondary camcorder right up here. And my DSLR. For those of us who are artists, it's a good idea to take up photography or videography as a secondary hobby. A lot of the theory and compositional stuff that go in to photography and videography will apply to our drawings. And another little tip is partially the reason why I have, like I said, so many cameras that are capable of shooting videos. If you guys are trying to come up with poses and you don't want to use one of these, set your camera on video mode and take the still shots. And use that as a reference, because that'd be a lot. Unless you have someone behind the camera, it's quite a trick when you're trying to shoot yourself. Okay, we need to get this out of the way. Whether or not you want to go digital or traditional really is going to depend on pretty much two main factors: space and the size of your printer. If you guys are planning on going all traditional, you better make sure you have a printer large enough that can fit tablet size paper or scan it. And this is just a standard printer which I have up here. And the sad unfortunate truth is I want to buy a printer that I can scan comic book paper. But those things are kind of expensive. Granted, they may be cheaper than buying a Cintiq, but as I mentioned before, if you don't have the space to set up a dedicated art table, well, it might be a better investment to go digital. Now, what I have up here is my Wacom 27-inch QHD Cintiq. Yes, I know my tiny art space is a mess. Now, in the house, in my the previous house that I lived in before I moved into this one, I didn't have a lot of space. So for me, it was more of a worthwhile investment to invest, like I said, the $4,000 into buying a Cintiq than it was for me to go all traditional. Again, like I said, this entire setup is fairly new too. And yeah, I have a custom built computer and some nice speakers. Since I'm on the speaker subject, is that when I'm, like I said, drawing, I actually prefer not to use my headphones, which I have right there, but to use my speakers because I actually like to hear, well, this. Something about the sound of, the stylus, it just reminds me of paper, so it's far more comfortable for me to sketch on it. And I think I actually do a better job when I don't have those annoying headphones on. But that's just my preference. Another thing to go, if you are doing digital, you may want to either make or invest in a smudge guard. I made this one out of scrap material I have for all the various Spider-Man costumes that I have made. Oh yeah, nothing. Keep yourself a good glass of water nearby, because you never know when that's going to come in handy. Oh yeah, right there I have my microphone. This is going to be important in when we go into different software, but needless to say is that, well, you will find out in a few moments. So, I am right on my computer, and I want to give you guys a quick overview of a bunch of the different software that I've used or had used. You guys can make your own choices on what software you want to use. Well, up to you, but this is what I got. So the first one I kind of want to demonstrate is Dragon Native Speaker. What this thing does, I talk into the computer and it types it out for me. See? This is basically hand-free. I'm not doing anything on this little keyboard. Granted, I still need to keep my keyboard in hand because this thing isn't completely accurate. I wonder why. Period. Does it have anything to do with the fact that this guy who is talking have a noticeable speech impairment? And that may also have to do something with his autism? I'm sorry plenty of people are going to be complaining about me in the comment. Oh well. And the next piece of software I want to mention is Adobe Photoshop. This is the one that probably most of you are aware of, and unfortunately, it is an essential piece. I personally don't necessarily use Photoshop for a lot of my drawing, but when it comes to dealing with text and photo editing, it is very powerful. If you are going to be doing logo designs, this is the one I recommend. Plus, Adobe Illustrator is a good tool to learn how to use as well, especially when it comes to logo designs. Now, my all-time favorite is Clip Studio, formerly Manga Studio. And 9 out of 10, this is generally this piece of software I have open. It has just quite a few essential features that Photoshop doesn't. However, for me, I just can't do without. I'm sorry for all your Photoshop lovers out there. Now, my program of choice is Clip Studio. Now, there are plenty of other drawing applications out there. Some free, some even cheaper than this, but this is my favorite. Now, speaking about other applications, there also is Krell Painter. A really powerful tool, especially if you're going from traditional to digital. More so when it comes to painting. I personally haven't used it that much, really. But I do have it in case I want to use it. Or recommendation. I also have Manga Studio. I do know how to use Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, but I like HitFilm, okay? When you are, let's say, gathering your reference material from your video camera, simply go on this and do some stuff. Plus, again, it doesn't hard to learn how to do visual effects. Now speaking of reference material, I can't really go out with saying about and one of my personal favorites, DAX Studio. Now you can also buy Clip Studio. Their online store, we can buy different 3D models, are great. for making references, and we all know what you're thinking. Well, again, so you can make a ton of reference material out of this. Simply click the piece of wardrobe you want, add some hair, and and you can simply zoom in, turn this thing around, pose it, click on new. You can even adjust the body size. Like, let's see what we have here. You all know where I'm going. Do I even need to know? Oh, come on! You don't tell me you didn't saw that coming. Speaking about other 3D programs, you have, of course, Blender, which is, of course, free. Again, tons of other 3D modeling software. A lot of them are really expensive. But again, especially if you're working with Clip Studio, which also have certain 3D model importing capabilities, learning how to use Blender, not a bad thing. Now, there's also, where are you? Sketchup, which I have right up here. Personally, when it comes to working on backgrounds, I think this isn't a bad idea to use. It's mostly done for architecture, but as you can imagine, like something like this, like instant line art. Imagine how much easier it will be just to do your background with this. I did not mention, since I also have, of course, Microsoft Word. Unfortunately, when it comes to making comics, I haven't seen too many dedicated comic book software, which is kind of a shame because of, well, I obviously right. But these are some of my recommendations of digital programs. By far, the most important thing to do when you are setting up your studio is to have your space set up in a way where you are quite comfortable drawing in, because you'll be spending a lot of hours in here. And yes, that entire desk is basically full of junk. But right here you see my overall workstation. So, again, I have a L-shaped desk. This, and again, some dressers where I keep papers, junk. Yeah. But on my walls, very important indeed, so I have wall scroll, good set of lights. Having lights are very important. Got my studio lights right behind me. But again, make sure that your space is overall comfortable for you to draw in. Whee! Well, I'd like to thank you guys for indulging me as I am showing off all my fancy art supplies. Now, if you guys have any recommendation of art supplies, please leave a comment down below. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell like a crazy person that we all know you are, or that just me. Well, I am Sai, NX, here to remind you to support your local art supply stores and comic book shop. Until next time, I have work to do. Later.